Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Jackson County. Today we have a very exciting guest. It's Mayor Rusty Quave from the city of D'Iberville, and we're going to be talking about a couple of things, but the first thing we're going to talk about is the 2009 Redfish Cup, a very exciting event that's coming up in the city of D'Iberville. Mayor Quave, welcome to Spotlight on Jackson County.
Thank you so much. You know, living in St. Martin and D'Iberville area, right next door to each other, Jackson County is a big part of the Mississippi Gulf Coast, not only with the industry at Pascagoula and Goche and Van Cleve and the other cities, Moss Point around the area. We feel like we're all family down here on the Gulf Coast.
Yes, we are. Tell us something about this big Redfish Cup that's coming up. ESPN's going to be there. That's
right. This year and last year was our first event. Harrison County Tourism, through the governor's office, received some grant money, and we received enough grant money to hold 4 world-class major fishing tournaments on the Gulf Coast. The tourism director at the time appointed Mikey Moore, who was over sportsmen for the tourism and also over the charter boat fishing association, and decided that this was a way we could promote sports fishermen on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And we know that we have some great fishing down here in the Jackson County area and all along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, all the way to the Chandelier Islands. So this was a way that we could tell the world that we're back from Hurricane Katrina. We're ready for y'all to come back on your vacations and spend some time on the Gulf Coast. And guess what we got to offer? We've got first-class fishing tournaments that you can come see firsthand, that you see on Saturday mornings during the winter months when it's cold outside, and you flip in the channel and all of a sudden you see ESPN Redfish Cup from Biloxi and D'Iberville, Mississippi. The tournament goes on for over a year with the fishermen participating all year long in assembling points, and the point leaders come in and they fish this tournament. This tournament this year, we did have the Alberta Beef Jerky Redfish Cup last year, which was a world championship event. This year, this is on the tour. This Redfish Cup here will bring fishermen in from all over the United States that fishes in the saltwater series. ESPN2 will film this classic on the day of the final weigh-in. And this group here, the spinoff is unbelievable. We'll have about 80 fishermen come in for the tournament. They'll stay in our local hotels. They'll eat in our restaurants and gas up at our service stations. And it's an event that we invite Jackson County residents to come out and take a look at.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're trying to make sure that people in Jackson County know about this so they can get over there and enjoy it. I understand it's going to be a family event. There are going to be bands, games, prizes, national vendors. It's basically family fun.
Yes, you have a variety of national vendors here that that's going to be there. Lowrance, Academy Sports will have a booth there. Crocs will have a booth there. It'll be some national items that we all go in local retail shops and buy and wear when we out fishing. Riding reels, outboard motors, Yamaha, Suzuki, Mercury, all those dealers will be there. And you brought up the point about one of the events, the Saturday of the tournament. The tournament is going to be from the August the 28th to the 30th. And on the Saturday of the event, we're going to bring in the Moose Lodge Kids Fishing Tournament that we hold annually in D'Iberville on our pier underneath the marina of I-110. It's real easy to find. If you want to bring your kids in that day to come in and fish, they're welcome. They have a weighmaster. Usually a celebrity weighmaster comes in and weighs the fish, and they give prizes. Every kid will receive a prize. And then the largest fish will win the prize overall. And at that particular event, the fishermen from the Redfish Cup will be leaving earlier that morning. So if you wanted to get there early enough, they leave right at first light, and they do what they call a blast off. They'll call their number and they'll take off one at a time. And if you've seen some of these bass boats today, they can cost $100,000 to $150,000 for one of these boats that they fish out of. And they've got camera crews. They got boats that tails these guys, and they go out and film the guys actually catching the fish. And last year, They broke the record of the Redfish Cup with 19.88 pounds of redfish. That's 2 fish weighed in.
Wow.
And they was very impressed with the fish and the quality of the redfish that was caught on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So you can imagine the spinoff business when a man's sitting in his house and he sees that he can come down here and either charter a boat or bring his own boat down and stay the weekend and go out in our waters. The Horn Island sites, the Petty Boy sites off of Jackson County here is very hot spots for fishing. And we tell the rest of the world that we've got some of the best fishing in the United States. Saltwater fishing is right here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
And there's going to be some clinics that will be taught for the youngsters about fishing.
That's right. The pros who fish in these tournaments that these young guys might see on TV and see them win first place or Grand National will actually be there to talk to them and give them pointers about how to catch fish, how to tie their lines on, what lures are they using to catch these fish on. And this is fished with all artificial baits. They will go to some of the local sporting goods stores and set up clinics and teach the kids about catching these redfish. Well, and it's a sport that starts off in Texas and they work their way down all the way to Florida. And each state will produce a champion, and then these champions will also fish in this tournament as well. So it's a chance that if you've seen these guys on the events last fall, when ESPN showed the Redfish Cup, it's an opportunity that you could come out and meet them firsthand and talk to them about fishing. I'm
sure Dad could come with his son and learn a lot of things about fishing also.
That's right. About fishing and what kind of boat they might want to get down the road and see the different types of boats that's out there available. And these guys travel. They might travel 100 miles from the I-110 bridge to go fishing. They might run to Florida. Wow. They might run to Louisiana. So they run a long ways, and it shows you what kind of durable boat and what kind of speeds, what kind of electronics they have. And last year we had kind of a misfortune in one of the tournaments. We lost a boat one night, and we retrieved them the next day. And they were off of Chalmette, Louisiana, and the Coast Guard and some of the local fishermen picked them up. But they had some boat engine problems, and but safety's first, with these guys as well. And it's a fun time, especially for the kids on the fishing Saturday for the kids fishing rodeo. The kids can come out, and it's all kids. It's young men and young women can come out any ages and fish this tournament.
That's great. And there's going to be a lot of prizes awarded.
Yeah, a lot of prizes. There's a lot of prizes given, and just a good time. And mothers can come with the families, and they'll have vendor booths for eating. They'll have live entertainment will be there during the day. Some bands and stuff like that. So I think we'll have some postings of the days and events up on the website. There is a website. It's www.redfishcup.com if you want to go to it and check it out before the event in August. And hopefully you get a chance to come out and see it.
I'm going to try to be there. Wednesday, August the 25th is the first. 26th, is it? That's the first day?
The 28th is the first day, from August the 28th to the 30th. But even if you wanted to come down a couple of days before that, say if you wanted to come down on the 26th, possibly you could meet some of these guys because they do a pre-fish where they come in and they fish the area and try to find out where the fish is congregated, and that's where they'll go the days of the tournaments to win the tournament.
Now, if somebody's looking for this, where would they go in the city of D'Iberville?
It's going to be directly under the I-110. You can get off on Rodriguez exit and either go to Central Avenue and go down to Bayshore, or you can go to 5th Street and turn down and go down the parallel with the interstate down to the boat launch facility under the I-110 bridge and get to it at that location as well. And the day of the events, we'll have some signage giving people locations how to get there.
And you're going to have all your vendors and everybody will be right in that area.
All the vendors will be set up.
They'll all be in that one area for you.
This was like I said in the beginning, that this was a grant from the recovery group out of the governor's office. And the tourism took it on as a project along with the city of D'Iberville to promote charter boat fishing and just to let the world know that we're back in action on fishing on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And we did have some help through tourism, through the state, And you know, just recently with the conference of governors that came down for the convention at the Beau Rivage just recently, our governor was elected chairman of a 10-state group to promote the fisheries. And we're hoping maybe we'll have the governor down for one of the events during the rodeo. We're working on that right now. I call it a rodeo because most of the people here is familiar with fishing rodeos, fishing tournaments, and you hold them right here in Pascagoula. They just have them here, and just like the Mississippi Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo and the Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo, all these rodeos and now they're having special events like shootouts, and this is kind of like a shootout type tournament. Also we had a promoter, Demp Bell is one of our promoters who promoted another event that we have every year, is the Mojo Festival, based on a fictitious character that comes in every Mardi Gras and celebrates with the local community of D'Iberville to celebrate Mardi Gras. But Demp is going to take care of the Jubilee. There's an event inside the Redfish Cup called the Jubilee, the Redfish Jubilee. And the Jubilee is the fun things for all the kids to come in and do, and he's helping us out to promote that.
And also, for every pound of redfish that's weighed up, there's going to be $1 donated to a couple of coastal conservation associations,
yes,
which is also a very worthy cause.
That's a good point, and thanks for bringing that up. These fish, when they are caught, they are released back to the public, so they can be caught again. There's no fish taken and destroyed. These fish is saved, and it's funny how that's a feat of itself for people to come in and see how they take these fish, and they take good care of them. And after they weigh them in, they put them in a special tank, and they get them to the temperature of the water before they're released. And then they take them out and they release them right here in the back bay of D'Iberville when the tournament's over. So all the fish that is caught, there's no fish destroyed.
Excellent.
And
fantastic.
Going back to what you said about the dollar per fish, they pick out a couple conservation groups, and they'll make a donation of the total weight that is caught during the tournament to those conservation groups.
Excellent. Mayor, we got to take a short break here, but we're going to come right back and talk to you more about all this. Don't go away. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Spotlight on Jackson County. We're talking to Mayor Rusty Quave of the city of D'Iberville, and we've been talking about an exciting event that's coming up here, and that's the Redfish Cup. Mayor Quave, welcome back. Your weigh-ins for your tournament are going to be?
We'll have daily weigh-ins that will start at 3 p.m. with ESPN cameras on scene at each weigh-in. And the Redfish Jubilee will open every day at 11 a.m., Saturday and Sunday. And this is a partnership with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Mississippi Development Authority, which is a very important sponsors of this event. So this is based on hurricane recovery money that was put into advertisement to promote the entire Mississippi Gulf Coast. So that's very important because, you know, we dug ourselves out of the rubble. We all suffered because of Hurricane Katrina. But as soon as we dug out and we knew our people was taken care of and they had food and water and shelter, we had to start thinking about rebuilding.
Yes.
And how much is important is after the rebuilding is promoting the area to bring in the tourists back, to tell the rest of the United States that you can come down here and have a great time on a vacation and take advantage of all the amenities that we have to offer. And we have so many amenities from the Pascagoula home port to the Ingle shipyard here to Moss Point. What has been done in Moss Point is unbelievable. The waterfront in Moss Point is beautiful. Every time I go through there, I'm at awe, you know. To Goche and Van Cleve, and Van Cleve is growing up so much. It's unbelievable what the growth of this community is going to see in the next 10 years.
Well, a national network will be there, and they will be covering this event, and people across the nation are going to see where the coast has come to since the hurricane, and they're going to be showcasing D'Iberville, Mississippi. That's right. A good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a real good thing.
That's a good thing.
But I'll tell you what I'm in awe of and impressed by. That is the economic development and the strides that you guys are making in the city of D'Iberville. Singani Boulevard's developing like mushrooms springing up after a spring rain. It's very impressive. Could you tell us something about what y'all got going over there? I know the promenade is about to open.
Yes, the promenade is planned to open on October 11th. I think they'll have a soft opening a week or so before, just open the doors and let people come in. And we're very excited about that project. It's a project that's been on for about a year now, and it's went real fast. I mean, it's unbelievable how fast that construction has taken over there. They're about to finish the completion of the road work that will connect I-110 to 067 and the turning lanes and signalization out on Interstate 110 that'll connect Sangani Boulevard to Promenade. And later on this winter, after Christmas, we're gonna go ahead and put an extra lane on Sangani Boulevard based on the congestion that's occurring out there. It goes on to Mallet Road into LaRue Road in Jackson County,
Yes,
and we're going to go ahead and widen that road out to there. Supervisor Broadnax has been working on the Jackson County side to enlarge that lane, and we appreciate all the help he's given us down that way, and also to the interstate. And we have a park down there that's going to be the Good Shepherd's Park, and dedicated to all the people that has came in from all over the United States to help us recover on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's a retention pond right now. We have moved one Katrina tent and a Katrina cantina over there right now that we're going to put on display, similar like the museum.
Oh, really?
And we're going to try to store artifacts out there that we have from the hurricane, and all our pictures that we've collected, and any pictures that anybody would like to donate that we would put out there, and also do a walk of fame and try to put all the different volunteers' name on a brick and lay it. And we're going to have a pond. There's a pond on there, a retention pond, that we're going to turn with flags from all over the United States. And of all the different states that came in and helped us, and the National Guard, the police departments, the New York Police Department, the Indiana National Guard, and anybody that came in, we're going to try to show them that we're going to dedicate this park to them. We're going to have a ribbon cutting, we hope, on the Katrina's anniversary date. And of course, when you leave that location coming in from Jackson County to D'Iberville, you hit Mallet Road, and then you run into the movie theater location and the Bops and the strip mall. We do have a new billiards going on in there, just opened up a couple weeks ago. And just recently, Cypress Lane Bowling Alley just opened up. Hadn't been out there to bowl yet, but I'm waiting to get out there. It's open now, and then you get on to Lammy Bridge Road and cross over, and then you get into all the shopping centers at the Walmart and Sangani location. And then when you get to the I-110, in the same road work, you get to Promenade Boulevard, and then you'll have Target and Olive Garden.
Olive Garden, everybody's excited about that.
Everybody's excited about Olive Garden. Can't wait for it to open. I know people goes to Mobile to get to Olive Garden. And this shopping center has been on the plans for about the last 3 years now, and we finally closed the deal, and the construction is just about complete. It'll open up on Highway 67, where they have plans to do some off-ramps in that location all over the interstate. For the last probably 10 years, we've been working with the Department of Transportation to receive funding to get off-ramps that will make it available and easier for people to get off rather than get off on our main artery, which is I-110 and 10. That's going to be about a $90 million project. They're doing the engineering, and the design will be design-build, which will go faster that way. And then we hope within the next 2 years those projects will be complete, and it'll open up the south part of Interstate 10. There's two quadrants to the south. One group out of Texas, Woodmont, has bought 38 acres to the south east quadrant, and he's talking to some developers that's not even in that area. I'm talking about some big developers that hadn't came in to that area yet. Some of them that's not even on the Gulf Coast yet. So it would be a new development on that side as well. Then if you come on down Interstate 10 to Rodriguez and you exit off, of course, we got the waterfront development that we've been working on for years. And we have just did the SMART code. It went through the Planning Commission. The City Council has it now, and as soon as we review it, we will be adopting SMART code for the whole area down there, which allows it's easier for a business to come in instead of going through the full-blown Planning Commission. In a SMART code district, it's already been approved for all kinds of different residential, multifamily, and retail in a mixed-use district. You might have a restaurant in a house or a restaurant in a duplex. We've also went through all the charrettes like the rest of the Gulf Coast in the planning. But one thing we've done with ours is as soon as we received the scope that we were looking at and the possibility of businesses that would relocate to these areas, we went after them. We went to Chattanooga, we went to other building locations in the United States and see how they did it. We found out quick that you have to have multifamily housing for the construction people to come in. And right away we went and recruited some apartment complexes. We did some public-private partnerships with Mississippi Housing Authority, with a private individual in the city, and we built 2 units. One was the one to replace Quave. We just cut the ribbon last week on it. It's over 100 units. We did Realtex came in and was the private side of that corporation. And then we built several other private apartment complexes, and they're surprisingly doing pretty well. I think most of them is at least at 40% capacity as far as their vacancies goes, and they're steadily getting inquiries of people wanting to move in. And you know, we found out one thing: in a downtown area, you can't take away your people. You got to have homes, and if you have homes, then your businesses will survive. We did our first project was Arborview Apartments across the street from City Hall, and a lot of people said, well, that's prime commercial property. Well, it's prime commercial property, but if you don't have 200 or 300 people in there shopping every day, then your downtown businesses is going to suffer. And a prime example would be the old city of Gulfport, the old city of Biloxi. On Saturdays and Sundays, there's no activity too much down there. But we found out based on that we need to come back and build residential units around our commercial development. And our biggest plan for the future is our downtown French Quarter, which came out of the charrettes. Our neighbors, our city got together. A lot of the people's not rebuilding back in the surge area because of the hurricane and insurance and elevations, and they're moving out. And the governor said it best. You know, we all lived on the water and enjoyed it. And single-family homes on the water is going to be just about a thing of the past because of the expense of building on the water. If you want to live in a subdivision in a single-family environment, you can live out. You'll be out of the surge areas. But you'll still have neighborhoods moving into the surge areas, but they'll be in hurricane-proof buildings. They'll be in high-rise buildings above the surge level, and they'll still have to evacuate when hurricanes come. But in the French Quarter design, we're going to have multifamily housing built around a massive business district. And we'll have developers that some of them's already committed with letters of intent and memorandums of agreement that they would come in based on a anchor store being a casino out on the waterfront. Then we would possibly have a small convention space based on the convention space that we feel like a feasibility study would say, nothing that would compete with the Gulf Coast Coliseum, but on a smaller scale that would support the casino's needs. Then we would have entertainment complexes come in that would support it.
That would be great.
And it would be, you know, it's not a project that would take business from any other area or any casino on the Gulf Coast, but we would build the market.
You're just going to add to it?
We're going to add to it. And when they come visit a casino in Diablo, they're going to go right across that bridge and go to the IP. They're going to go to the Beau Rivage. They're going to go to the Hard Rock. And we want the whole Gulf Coast to take advantage of the attractions that we're trying to do. In this market, it's very tough because of the what happened with the financial markets in this country.
Yes.
And we're all hoping and praying that eventually that's going to turn around and we're gonna be proud of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. All the communities on the coast is going to be proud of what's going to happen down here.
Well, Mr. Mayor, you should be proud of your forward thinking and your forward-looking mechanisms that you're putting in place in D'Iberville. You're probably one of the fastest growing cities on the Gulf Coast. I know that Singani Boulevard is crowded, but that's because there's a lot of people going there. So you should be very proud of what you and you're accomplishing in the city of Goshen. We got about 1 minute left. We want to put up this website for you. If you can get more information, it's www.redfishcup.com. And if you want to know more about this national 2009 Redfish Cup tournament that's coming to the city of D'Iberville, you can go to this website and find out more information. Got about 30 seconds, Mr. Mayor. Anything you want to leave us with?
I just would like to tell everybody to stay focused, and the Mississippi Gulf Coast will rebuild.
You're already accomplishing that, Mr. Mayor, and we in Jackson County are very proud of your accomplishments.
Thank
you, sir, for being here on the show with us today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Come back again sometime if you would.
I will.
Give us an update.
I will. I'll be glad to.
And you come back next week and join us again for another episode of Spotlight on Jackson County.
That's a wrap.